Well, folks, it's that time of year again. I pick a day in the fall to go through the camper and clean it, wash it, wax, clean the roof, clean the inside. This is just going to be a short video on basically all that. To me, closing up camper is like going to a funeral. It's a sad day for me because I know summer is just about officially over. And today it's 40 degrees out. It's supposed to drop down into the 20s tonight, so I'm going to be putting the antifreeze to the camper so you can follow along. Welcome back. Coming to you from the bedroom of the launch, and that is where my pump is. Now my pump is in the bedroom. It's right down here, and you can see that there's a hole in the floor over here. And that's where my fresh water tank is. That big white one here, that's the fill. To do the antifreeze, I'm going to need this clear tube here. And there's a couple of valves. And this is what people get mixed up on a lot. And I'm going to see, right there's the valves. See that valve there? See this line that is kinked? That's coming from the tank. They did a great job of kinking that line and installing it. And this line here, that valve there, goes to this clear tube that I just pulled out. And what we need to do is we need to shut the valve coming from the tank and then open the valve for the clear tubing. The clear tubing is then going to be put into a gallon jug. I'm going to go around the camper and run all the sinks and the toilets and the outside faucet. So let's go do that. And as you can see, the bypass, the blue going in, the valve is shut, the red coming out is shut, and the line in between is the bypass line is open. So I have my jug. Now my antifreeze that I use is good to minus 50. In the Adirondacks we're going to need it because it gets close to minus 50. Oh, a good 10 times a year it will get close to that. Wind chill will even get lower, back down into the minus 60s and 70s. But now I'll go turn the pump on. I am going to turn my pump on. You can hear the pump. I am going to turn my water on, and you can see that there's water flowing. And I am just going to let that go until there's pink. And we should start seeing the pink here soon. There it goes. Now I'm going to let it run for about 5 to 6 seconds. Okay, and now I'm going to come over to this side. And you have your hot and cold, remember. And I'm going to run that. Now there's the water. And there's the pink. That's your antifreeze. And I'm going to let that run for a good long time to get it into the elbows of the sink. So I've got some pink into the bowl, and I leave a little bit into the bowl like that. The sink is done. We're now doing the tub. There's the pink coming out of the tub. And I'm on gallon number 3 right now. I'm going to turn on the hot. Make sure that there's pink coming out of the shower, and there is. Now this is one of the areas that a lot of people forget about when they winterize their camper. Their outside port. So I am going to turn on both my cold and my hot, and I'm going to run it until I get pink. And there's the pink, just like that quickly. And I'm going to make sure I flow it well. Like I said, I'm very liberal with my antifreeze. I'm going to run that last gallon through. Like I say, I'd rather do too much than too little. And this will pick up here in a minute. But the elbow is on this side of the sink. So I'm going to make sure I run plenty into the system. Because I don't like how the tub is set up, I am going to dump the rest of this into the tub. So now I replaced the panel back on, and hopefully we'll be good until next year. Fantastic day here in northern New York. The wind is just a whipping. 41 degrees. It's supposed to be in the 20s tonight. Getting back to my camper. Now I said earlier I already drained the hot water heater out, but for those that don't know, now this spot here is where you drain it. Now I already drained mine earlier. I drained mine a couple weeks ago just so I wouldn't have anything in it if we got a sudden thaw or sudden freeze. Now you'll see on my tires that I have my tires sitting on. It looks like pieces of wood, but it is not pieces of wood. This front piece here is that's actually shale. That is does not hold water, and so I like to keep my tires up off the ground because the ground is moist, and moisture is not good for your tires. The back one is the sandstone. That red underneath there is sandstone, which also does not hold water. But as far as inside the camper, the slide out, I do keep my kayak in here during the winter, so my kayak will also be in here. But the TV I will take inside. I don't let that stay outside here. The batteries, I'll make sure the batteries have a full charge. I'll check the water, and then I put them in the house. I keep them in the back laundry room for a couple of reasons. One, they're warmer in the house. They're not freezing. And second, anyone that lives in the Adirondacks knows that if you get an ice storm or a blizzard, you could be without power for a couple of days or even weeks. I think the longest I've gone was 1998. Went 23 days without power in the 98 ice storm. So I learned on that I keep the batteries in the house. I can use the batteries in the winter time if we lose power, and I can come right out here to the camper, grab my solar panels, and just hook them right back onto the batteries. So works out pretty well. If you liked the video, give me a thumbs up. Subscribe to the channel to follow the adventure. Thanks for joining me.